Welcome to episode 2 of Maren Will Try. On today's episode, I'm going to take you along with me on a long run. We're going to run 16 miles, but this will obviously not take you nearly as long as it took me. But I'm just going to show you some of the scenery around where I live and where I usually run. And I apologize now. I recorded this footage before I learned how to add the Chorus data to the video. So you'll just have to trust me when I tell you my paces and my heart rate data and all of that. So also, yeah, I'm a real human being, so my house is not spotless. I have 2 pets, Rhiannon, my dog, and Stevie, my cat, and this chair now belongs to my cat. So, yeah, if you do see some messes or things are wrinkly or not perfect, it is what it is, because again, I'm human and I do train a lot and it does take up a lot of time. So often there are dishes in the sink, things laying around, a cat and a dog being a cat and a dog. So once again, welcome to episode 2, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're just getting ready to head out on this run. This is pretty close to the beginning. And I apologize again for not getting the Chorus data. I feel like the video is a bit boring without it, but I did get that fixed for next week. So at this point in the run, I was just getting my warm up in and trying to decide just exactly which route I wanted to take you on, because there's a couple of different ways to make 16 miles in the rural area. So I have turned, obviously, and those of you that live around here, you'll be able to tell pretty soon which route I chose. But as you can see, it is very rural here. So we're right now just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It was a fairly nice day, but I still needed the gloves because I have Raynaud's pretty severely in my hands and feet, mainly in my hands because, my feet always have socks and shoes on. But so I do have the gloves on, but I believe it was at least 50 degrees on this day. And as you can see, I moved over to the right side of the road. That is something I do a lot out here, especially when I'm coming up on a hill, which you can't tell, but there is a pretty steep hill here. So, and again, we're still just heading out to our destination. I believe this would be somewhere around mile 2 or 3 in the run. It was a pretty cloudy day, so that's unfortunate because I am going to show you some pretty scenery coming up here. But I've moved back over to the left side of the road because, again, I move to the right when I go up these hills because the traffic behind me can see me, but the traffic coming at me can't when I'm going up a hill. But where it's pretty flat here, I'll run on the left side of the road. But as you can see, it's so rural that there is really hardly ever any traffic, so I'm kind of in the middle actually. If you do run in an area like this, though, and you're going to do this, definitely don't wear headphones. I'm not wearing headphones here so that I can hear traffic in front of me and behind me. So we're getting a little closer to our destination, and again, the camera's not really doing these hills much justice. This is a downhill right here, but this route is really hilly, and I've had so many people tell me like I'm preparing for the full Ironman in 2027 in Madison, Wisconsin, and so many people have told me that, oh, it's so hilly and be prepared for those hills. And one of these days, I am going to just walk out here with my camera and see if I can get a better depiction of just how hilly it really is, because I am definitely booking it up some hills out here. This view, I think I must have stopped just to show you the sunrise coming up and where we were at near the lake. And again, I just gave it away. I did decide to bring you guys out to the lake. This is Harrison Lake State Park. It is beautiful out here. And again, it's unfortunate that it wasn't a very sunny day because when the sun is out, it's even prettier. But we're just entering the lake right here. Going in the entrance off to the right, there are a bunch of campsites. There are a lot of campers out here. And honestly, a lot of local people camp out here. But people come from all over. This is about 5 miles out of town, I believe, maybe a little bit less. So it's just a really nice place to run. And here I did stop and take a break just to give you guys a view of the lake with the camera. And again, if the sun had been out, this would be even prettier. But this is just a really nice bridge, a really nice place to stop and get a picture. A lot of the oh yeah, sorry about that right there. It's not so beautiful, but so we're continuing on the little paved walking trail here, but obviously I'm running. But what I was going to say is a lot of the seniors in high school will get their senior pictures taken out here because it is just so pretty. And people come out here to fish. The cross country teams practice out here. They have their meets out here where I live, but again, it's not cross country season. We're actually nearing the end of track season, believe it or not. So no one was out to practice today. So I'm gonna head up this little hill here and try to show you a view of the dam. I'm not sure if I got a very good shot or not. I guess I didn't, but behind me there now is the dam, and when it really rains a lot, it's pretty powerful. But just continuing on this gravel stretch here. And then this is actually on the other side of the lake. So you get a different viewpoint here. Yeah, this is, like I said, much prettier. Actually, the sun is coming out here, but this area, there are actually a lot of trails. So if you're a local or if you're on the cross country team, you'll know where the trails are. But I'm sticking to the paved part for right now, but I will be showing you a trail here coming up. So I'm going to head down and get close to the water edge. This is just a beautiful area to run, especially if you're a trail runner. So I'm going to take you through one of the trails. It's not real long, but and I wasn't planning on running any trails on a long run, but just to show you how pretty it is out here. This will raise my heart rate up a bit because when we get through, I'll have to go back up a hill, but it's just really nice here. And often there's deer and other kinds of wildlife and things like that, so we're pretty blessed to have this area, and it's peaceful and it's safe. I am currently knocking down the cobwebs for all of the people who will be coming through here later in this day. And again, I'm going to head down and show you the water's edge from this other side of the trail. And I'm surprised there wasn't anybody out fishing this early in the morning, but alright, so now I'm showing you that I do fuel my runs. So I believe I must have been at mile about 6 or 7 here, and getting my Never Second gel in. So shameless plug for Never Second here for fueling this long run. But just continuing on again. Here we are on another side of the lake. This is a paved area, obviously, and you see that I'm running on the right side of the road. Again, that's because right now it's not hilly, but there is no traffic. This is a Saturday morning, so all the campers are parked in their spots for the weekend, and it's also too early for too many people to be out and about. So it's safe to run on the right side of the road here. The speed limit for cars, I believe, is about 10 miles per hour. And I tend to get a hip imbalance from always running on the left side. So anytime I can safely move over to the right side of the road, I will do that. So here at this split to the left is the 4-H Camp Palmer. I'm obviously heading to the right and staying in the lake area, but there off to the left was 4-H Camp Palmer. And when I tell people where I'm from, that's usually the first thing that they say is, oh, 4-H camp, because several of the counties in the area will send the kids from their 4-H groups to camp here. And if you're not familiar with 4-H or what it is, it's basically an agriculture group for kids. It's really big around here, again, because it's so rural. And I was not in 4-H when I was young, but I did have the opportunity to work 2 different summers at the 4-H camp. So it was a lot of fun. It was a pretty easy job and a scenic job at that. I'm not sure here if you'll be able to see off to the right side. There are some canoes and kayaks and paddle boards and things that you can rent here. I've personally never done it because I have a big fear of somehow not being able to paddle far enough away from the dam and like falling down it, which people say is pretty impossible, but I have not attempted any of those things yet. But I'll be honest too, I've never heard of anyone falling down the dam with a canoe or paddleboard or anything. But here, I'm coming up towards the end of the route around the lake. There's a playground to the right, basketball court, and sand volleyball to the left. and then a really nice shelter house on the right as well. So a lot of people will have different events and things around here. But I'm just heading into the main parking lot area where, people will park when they drive in, where I came in, and then behind that dumpster is the bridge where I had stopped earlier to film for you all. So I'm just gonna keep cruising through this parking lot here. I believe at this point I'm probably around, at least maybe mile 7, I would guess, six or 7 anyway. And we've left the lake. To the left here is a small view of the campground as we're leaving. I just got up a hill, so I'm moving back over to the left side of the road, but as you can see, still no traffic. I don't think we'll even see any traffic throughout this whole route. So I'm going to head back into town the same way that we came out here. I believe at this point I was kind of feeling it, but I'm still around, I think, 10:30, 10:40-ish pace. Getting closer back into town. I know once I get to town, I'll have a few miles to run yet. I believe I'll have 5 miles to go once we get back into town. But again, just showing you some farmland, the rural area. And if you can tell, as the camera is bouncing around a little bit here, there is a big hill coming up, and I believe that's what I'm trying to film for you, is that I'm gonna have to navigate this hill pretty soon. All right, so I am getting back into town now. If I turn left right here, I go right into town, or I will go left into town. But it's time to fuel again with the Never Second, obviously. And I should be at about mile 11, because instead of going back into town, I am heading just out a little bit farther into the countryside to make up some mileage. And at this intersection that we're going to see, that I did cross there, I forgot to pause my watch because there was cars coming. I forgot to pause it. So that did increase my pace. I believe that mile recorded at about 11:44. But the rest were around 10:45-ish, 10:50-ish. So I'm back into town, obviously, because the speed limit's 25 miles per hour. So we're getting close to the end of this run. But the sun did end up coming out, which was nice. It was about perfect weather for this run, actually. Not too hot and not too cold, so... and then, as you can tell by all the construction, we are back on my road, because it's been under construction here lately. Actually, we're going to turn on my road, but we're getting new water lines put in, which is great. Our town got a grant for it. So I'm not complaining, but it's just not very scenic right now here on my street, as there's so much construction going on. But I only have a few more yards to go, and then I am going to finish up this run. So I'm going to let you watch me come to the end here, and then I will tell you all how it went. 16 miles done and dusted. I'm sure I look done and dusted as well. I think it was at 10:53 pace, but I forgot to stop my watch at an intersection, and that mile was incredibly slow. I'm hungry. So thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you could please just take the time to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. It would really help my channel. And next week, I plan to come to you with episode 3 with a week in the life of my training. So not just the long run, but I'm planning to show you what every day looks like, Monday through Sunday. But again, if you have any suggestions or anything that you want to see, if you want me to add anything as far as like the foods that I eat or, my sleep schedule or something like that, any ideas, just let me know in the comments. And as long as it's, reasonable and I can do it, I will certainly add what I can. So thanks again for watching.